This foundational module introduces you to the world of film criticism, establishing the academic and cultural context within which film analysis evolved. It investigates the history and evolution of film criticism, the purposes it serves in both popular and scholarly discourse, and the various methodological approaches that critics employ to evaluate cinema. The module is designed to ground you in the language, function, and intellectual tradition of film criticism. You will explore how critics have shaped public understanding of film, how critical traditions reflect broader cultural dynamics, and how analysis moves beyond personal taste to structured, evidence-based interpretation. Through deep engagement with historical readings, film reviews, and early criticism publications, you will examine how aesthetic judgment, socio-political commentary, and theoretical application converge in critical writing. The module also contrasts journalistic, academic, and fan-based criticism, analyzing their differing goals, audiences, and stylistic conventions. This module forms the theoretical bedrock of the course. It emphasizes the importance of objectivity versus subjectivity, the concept of reading a film through various lenses, aesthetic, ideological, psychological, etc., and the ethics of film criticism in the modern digital age. Key topics and subtopics. 1. Definition and scope of film criticism. A. What is film criticism? B. Differentiating criticism from review. C. Criticism as cultural commentary. D. Critical versus commercial reception. 2. The historical emergence of film criticism. Early film journalism, 1900s to 1920s. B. Classical Hollywood and the rise of reviews, 1930s to 1950s. C. Cahiers du cinéma and the auteur theory, 1950s. D. The impact of television and academic film studies, 1960s to 1980s. A. Online and digital criticism in the 21st century, three major schools of critical thought, a formalist criticism. B. Realist criticism, e.g. André Bazin, circa psychoanalytic criticism, Freud, Lacan. D. Feminist and gender criticism, Laura Mulvey, Bell Hooks. E. Marxist and ideological criticism, F. Queer theory and deconstruction. G. Structuralist and post-structuralist approaches. 4. Functions and responsibilities of a critic. A. Interpreting cultural texts. B. Shaping audience perception circa. Acting as historical recorders. D. Providing ethical engagement with sensitive content. 5. Types of film criticism. Popular criticism. Newspapers. YouTube. Blogs. Scholarly criticism. Journals. Essays. Dissertations. Academic theory-based criticism. The hybrid model. Critic-scholar. 6. The language and structure of critical writing. A writing with clarity, precision, and depth. B. Establishing critical voice and authority circa. Evidence-based argumentation. D. Use of cinematic terminology. 7. Objectivity, bias, and taste in criticism. Is objective criticism possible? B. The role of cultural background, politics, and values circa. Navigating personal taste versus artistic merit. 8. Ethics and the critic's power. A. Impact on filmmakers, actors, and studios. B. Cancel culture, controversy, and responsibility. C. Integrity, honesty, and transparency in criticism. 9. Film festivals, awards, and gatekeeping. A. The critic's role in the festival circuit. B. Shaping canon and prestige circa awards season and critical influence. 10. Case study, comparing reviews. Analysis of contrasting reviews of the same film. B. Deconstructing tone, method, assumptions, and conclusion. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to A. Define the scope and purpose of film criticism across time and platforms. B. Trace the historical evolution of film criticism and identify major movements and critics. C. Differentiate between popular and scholarly criticism. D. Evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of different critical approaches and schools of thought. E. Analyze the social responsibility and influence of film critics. F. Develop a critical voice and approach to film writing with academic rigor and ethical mindfulness. G. Recognize the balance between subjectivity and objectivity in film analysis. H. Prepare the foundation for applying theoretical tools to real-world film examples. Key readings and viewings. A. André Bazin, What is Cinema? B. Laura Mulvey, Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema. Circa Roger Ebert. Selections from the Great Movies. D. and Bell Hooks. Reel to Real, Race, Sex, and Class at the Movies. E. Peter Wallen, Signs and Meaning in the Cinema. F. Selected reviews from Cahiers du Cinéma, Sight and Sound, The New Yorker, and Rotten Tomatoes, Sample Films for Study. A Citizen Kane, 1941. Orson Welles B. The Godfather, 1972. Francis Ford Coppola, C. Moonlight, 2016. Barry Jenkins D. Breathless, 1960. Jean-Luc Godard, E. Get Out, 2017. Jordan Peele, F. The Passion of Joan of Arc, 1928. Carl Theodor Dreyer, Activities and Assignments. A. Discussion Forum, analyze a recent film review and critique the critic's approach. B. Workshop, break down a paragraph from a famous review, e.g. Ebert or Bazin, and rewrite it using a different theoretical lens. C. Mini-essay, write a comparative critique of a classic film using both a popular and an academic approach. D. Presentation, group presentation on a pioneering film critic and their influence on cinema culture. I. In-class debate, is there such a thing as a bad opinion in film criticism?